Hello and welcome to Central Virginia, and today I'm going to do something with this. Sometimes there's one that gets away, and this zucchini almost totally got away. It's the costata romanesca zucchini. It's quite a large zucchini, but my sister told me that she picked one even bigger while I was away, and that this zucchini was surprisingly good and held its shape and flavor. So I'm going to stuff it. I've got my dear great niece on her way to the Miss Virginia pageant. I'm so excited. Go Anne Marie, Miss Dominion. She's coming by tonight on her way with her mom and her abuela, her grandmother. And I thought I will make this dinner. This zucchini will feed us all. So how am I going to do this? Well, I'm going to take a few ingredients and I'm going to throw them together and we'll see what happens. All right. In addition to this zucchini, you can of course do this with smaller zucchini. I've got some ground lamb here. I've got a couple of onions that I just went down and pulled, some garlic, 4 cloves. I've got some non-fat yogurt, I've got some yogurt, some Parmesan cheese, cumin, a little bit of my hot pepper mix. You don't have to use that if you don't like spicy. Little salt, little pepper, and some breadcrumbs. All right, here goes nothing. First thing I'm going to do is cut the end off of the zucchini. It is surprisingly tender. Cut the very end off. I'm going to actually slice it into 6 pieces because it's so big. And I've got 5 people for dinner, and I think this is going to be just fine. The middle there, like that. Oh, the seeds in here aren't as big as I thought they were going to be. This is a ribbed zucchini, and I have really enjoyed growing it, but it really holds its shape well, and it's got a lovely flavor. I'm actually going to scoop out the fleshy part. I'm going to scoop it out. I'm making a boat, a canoe. I'm going to scoop out as much of the flesh as I can. This will be used in the stuffing along with the lamb. Yeah, I'm just like hollowing out a canoe here. All right. That is more or less scooped out. And I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these, and I'll check back with you in a minute. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is liberally salt the insides of each of the zucchini canoes. You're going to just line a sheet or put them on the sink. You're going to turn them upside down, and we're going to let these drain for a couple of hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these aside, let them drain, and then I'm going to prep the other ingredients and make the meat filling for the zucchini boats. This is a Marconi pepper that I grew in the garden, and I literally just picked. I went out in the horrible heat of this afternoon. Not the best time to pick your vegetables. So I'm cutting them in about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch dice. Can't wait till tomatoes come in, and then I can make gazpacho, thinking of these peppers going in there. Okay, next I've got some lovely onions. I cut the bottom off and cut the dirt part off. That one was sort of sitting on the ground funkily. I use some of the green part too. Why not? Likewise, I'm cutting these into small pieces. Ooh, pungent and nice. The next thing you're going to do is take your yogurt. You could shortcut this by just using Greek yogurt, but I don't have Greek yogurt. I'm going to take about a cup, and I've lined a sieve, and I'm just going to drain some of this liquid off, some of the whey off. And I'm just going to let this sit while those zucchini bottoms are sitting, and then we'll see how that goes. I have this pan over medium-high heat. I'm just going to pour in a little bit of olive oil. I'm actually going to saute my meat and my vegetables all together instead of putting in the meat first, taking it out. I'm just shortcutting everything because it's hot and I don't want to be in here too long. All right, so let's go ahead and putting the onions and peppers and garlic in. I'm going to use, I think, most of this meat for this. This is ground lamb. I suppose you could do this without lamb. You could probably use turkey. Actually, I'm going to just use the whole thing. What the heck? You can hear my fan going in the back because it's hot in here. I mentioned the farmhouse does not have air conditioning. And yes, in the summer, it can get a mite on the warm side when you're cooking, but that doesn't stop me because, as I say, I cook, therefore I am. Take off on Descartes. So now I'm just going to put in all the zucchini. This will cook relatively quickly. It'll release a lot of moisture into this. I'm going to go ahead and add my spices. This is cumin. I put in a lot of cumin because I don't like a bland stuffed vegetable. I'm putting in some of my hot spicy pepper blend. This is peppers that I grew before and dried. So we're going to put a fair dose of this in, but really give it some zest. Got plenty of other things to absorb flavor. There's some kosher salt. Sandy, how much? That's a joke between my friend Sandy and me. She says, how much salt do you put in? And I'm like, oh, about that much. You can always add salt. You can't take it away. Now, if I had some tomatoes, I might add the tomatoes in here as well. If I had some sun-dried tomatoes, I would certainly add them in here. But I don't have any sun-dried tomatoes with me right now. I left them all in Baltimore. That was not very smart. Okay, now I'm going to put in some black pepper. All right, this is pretty much done. And so what I'm just going to do is scoop it out and put it in a bowl. I'm going to let it cool slightly, and then I'm going to refrigerate it. All right, that is all done. So that is step one. Now I've got about an hour to an hour and a half before I'm ready for the next step, which is to put the remaining ingredients into the stuffing and actually stuff and bake the zucchini. At this point, I'm going to take a cold drink of something and have a sit in a cool place. Well, it's a couple hours later, and now I'm ready to stuff these eggs, finish up the stuffing, and go ahead and pop them in the oven. I'm going to take them over to my sister's house because that's where everybody's staying. So we'll do this part here, then we'll transport them across the fields, and then we'll pop them in her oven. So easy. Next, we're going to add the additional ingredients. I'm going to start with some breadcrumbs, just plain breadcrumbs. This will help absorb any excess moisture. I suppose this is maybe about a half a cup to a cup of breadcrumbs. Now I am going to add in the yogurt that's been draining. So here's the yogurt, and I'm just going to put this right in. There we go. Mix this in well. I'm just going to add a little bit of creaminess to it. Now in goes grated Parmesan cheese. I'm going to put a healthy dose of this in there. Mix it all in. Next step is just to put some olive oil on a roasting pan or casserole dish. We have our zucchini, and I'm just going to make sure that I'm going to pat it dry. Next, we're just going to place our shells, our canoes, our little boats, whatever we're calling them, on the tray, and we're going to fill them up with good stuffing. I'm going to pack these nice and high, give them lots of meat. I'm going to use all this stuffing. There you go. They're all ready. Now we're just going to take these over to my sister's, pop them in the oven. Here it is, Anne-Marie. We're going to stick it in the oven. Ready?
Alrighty.
It's on 350. Thank you for heating it up when you got here.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right, there it goes. We're going to put this on for 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. We'll see you later.
Okay. Hello. Hi, everyone.
Anne-Marie, we're going to pull this stuff out of the oven. You ready?
Alrighty, let's go.
You want to film?
Yes.
All right. Oh, it's beeping at me. It's beeping at me. Oh, a blast. A blast. All right. I think it's ready.
Oh,
I think it's ready. Here it is. What do you think?
Oh,
Let's put it over here. I don't want to burn you. Everybody, take a wine glass and say hello to my followers. So we're gonna have this stuffed zucchini, and we have Reed here, and Maria Ochoa Krampner, and Anne Maria Ochoa Cake, and Maria, the mom. We're gonna have dinner. Bon appetit, y'all.
Thank you, Aunt Becky.
You're welcome. Eat, eat, eat. Manja, manja.